accomplishments at Mount St. Vincent University reflect his strong commitment to the value of a Mount education and the experiences the university affords its students. Congratulations.
Madam Chancellor, Madam President, honored guests, and graduates. I would first like to congratulate all the graduates, and as an alumna of Mount St. Vincent, welcome you to our family. It is also my honor today to present this year's Alumnae Award for Teaching to Dr. Kenneth Dewar. The Mount St. Vincent Alumnae Award for Teaching is presented annually in recognition of superior teaching and in appreciation of a faculty member's contributions to the high standards and goals of higher learning. A committee of faculty, alumni, and students evaluate nominees through classroom observation, a philosophy statement on teaching, and personal interviews. Candidates are assessed on the concern and attention to student needs, their successful communication of subject matter, and the reputation they have earned for superior teaching from students and colleagues alike. Dr. Dewar is chair and associate professor with the Department of History. He holds his undergraduate degree, a BA with honors in history from the University of Alberta, and his MA and PhD in history from the University of Toronto. Dr. Dewar taught at the University of Victoria and at Wilfrid Laurier and Carleton Universities before coming to the Mount 10 years ago. We're really glad you came here after all that time. He has been a presenter at a number of national and regional conferences, including the Canadian Historical Association and the Atlantic Canada Studies Conference Series. Dr. Dewar is also very active on campus, sitting on several committees of the university's Board of Governors. He stated in his philosophy of teaching statement that he invites his students to participate in a community of intellectual pursuit and tries to show by his own interest in his subject what rewards that can bring. And I would now like to share a few of the comments made by some of his students. I can't share all of them, we'll be here all day. His personality, enthusiasm, and passionate lectures, along with his elegant speech, captivate students' interest throughout his classes. He demonstrates a high level of skill as a teacher and a great deal of concern for the progress of his students. He possesses many fine qualities that make him an excellent role model for both his students and his colleagues, as well as distinguishing him as a deserving candidate for the Alumnae Award for Teaching. Kenneth Dewar receives a framed certificate and an award of $500 to the University Scholarship Fund of his choice, and he has chosen to direct his award to the Margie O'Brien Memorial Scholarship. I want to congratulate you and also the students and the Mount community. We are extremely fortunate to have an outstanding professor contribute to Mount St. Vincent's mission of excellence, innovation, and discovery.
It is my honor this morning to present the 2002 Award for Research Excellence to Dr. Patrick O'Neill. The Award for Research Excellence is given out annually to recognize a faculty member's contribution to his or her discipline and to the research climate at Mount St. Vincent University. Dr. O'Neill joined the Mount in 1975. He is currently professor and coordinator of speech and drama. Now, Dr. O'Neill is nationally recognized as one of Canada's foremost theater historians. His research has led to 8 published books, 2 edited ones, and numerous research articles and book chapters. In 1995, he was awarded the Richard Plant Essay Prize by the Association for Theater History. Dr. O'Neill is an archival historian. Those of you who frequent the library no doubt have observed Dr. O'Neill's deft handling of microfiche. Through his meticulous work, Dr. O'Neill has assembled, indeed established, the entire corpus of Canadian plays from our country's beginnings. The practical application of this is twofold. First, Dr. O'Neill tracked down copyrighted Canadian plays that were lost when the Parliament buildings burned in 1916. Second, because of Dr. O'Neill's tenacity for a comprehensive enumeration of Canadian plays, researchers have also gained access to early Canadiana of all sorts, sheet music, photographs, and other source materials. Thus, many of Dr. O'Neill's peers speak to his significant contribution to Canadian heritage. Along the way, Dr. O'Neill has conducted much of fundamental research into major and minor figures and events in Canadian theater history, and his research includes insights into the areas of both drama and music. Currently, what occupies Dr. O'Neill's focus is something more close to home, a history of the Halifax Theatre. During his tenure at the Mount, Dr. O'Neill's work has been regularly funded by the Social Science and Humanities Research Council. In fact, Dr. O'Neill has held 10 such grants. He has given generously of his time to committees that enhance the research culture of the university, such as the Committee on Research and Publications and the University Ethics Review Board. And just for those of you who didn't realize that we had an MSVU drama club, Dr. O'Neill has directed over 20 productions. For his excellence in scholarship, sustained for almost 3 decades, and for his outstanding contribution to preserving Canadian theater history, Dr. O'Neill is awarded this year's Award for Research Excellence.
The Instructional Leadership Award was established in 2001 to honor faculty who have demonstrated commitment to the improvement of university teaching and learning. The winner of the 2002 Instructional Leadership Award is Dr. Susan Drain. Since joining the Department of English at the Mount in 1982, Dr. Drain has had great influence on teaching and has provided guidance to her colleagues and new faculty members. Her internal activities in the area of teaching writing have been wide-ranging. For example, she has organized several conferences and workshops on writing issues. She has also been invited to speak at outside conferences, such as the presentation she recently gave at Dalhousie's Writing Across the Curriculum Symposium. Dr. Drain developed a series of 3 writing courses in the Department of English, founded on her knowledge of current theories about the teaching of writing. Dr. Drain has been a member of the Writing Initiatives Committee since 1996 and its chair since 2001. She is well known for her Bright Ideas Bulletin, which provides faculty with valuable information related to writing issues. Her dedication to writing goes across disciplines, and she has organized several brown bag writing sessions for her peers. She is also very active externally. Shortly after beginning her academic career at the Mount, Susan founded the Writing Instructors Group, comprised of faculty members from other Metro universities, colleges, and high schools. She is currently involved in the Canadian Association for the Study of Language and Learning. Dr. Drain was instrumental in obtaining Senate's endorsement of the idea of a first-year seminar. She is now chairing the group that will develop, test, and implement this course designed to address some of the difficulties experienced by first-year students at the Mount. In articulating her philosophy of teaching, Dr. Drain states, "I teach writing because it is the best teaching that anyone can ever do. It empowers students to use their language to learn and to communicate their learning, to express themselves and to persuade others." Dr. Drain's passion for helping her students and her peers enhance their writing abilities and for leading the way in innovative curricular development makes her a deserving recipient of Mount St. Vincent University's Instructional Leadership Award. Congratulations, Susan.
Madam Chancellor, it is my pleasure and great honor to present the Honourable Marion Reid for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa. Marion Reid is an educator, a community leader, a politician, a mother, and a grandmother. She is also a fellow Islander. I grew up on Prince Edward Island, less than 30 kilometers from her home. And like many young women of my generation, I saw her as a trailblazer and as a role model. Marion's professional career began and continued as a teacher for 21 years, the last 3 as principal. In addition to her teaching career, Marion gives a whole new meaning to the term juggling work and family life. She is a mother, but I would suggest that she is no ordinary mother, as one who balanced her professional career with that of raising 8 children. Having mastered Having mastered the work and family realm, she took on politics. Mrs. Reid was elected to the Prince Edward Island Legislative Assembly from 1979 to 1989, and it is in that political vocation that her trailblazing career began. She was the first woman in Prince Edward Island to serve as Deputy Speaker, and in 1983, she became the first woman to be appointed Speaker of the House. In 1990, she was sworn in as the first female lieutenant governor in the island's history. Reid is a leader in many community organizations. Her volunteer work includes a vast spectrum of community groups, from grassroots organizations such as the Women's Institute and the 4-H clubs, to the boards of the Queen Elizabeth Hospital and the Confederation Center of the Arts. She has chaired the Premier's Action Committee on the Prevention of Family Violence since 1995. Over the years, Marion Reid's contributions have been recognized by a number of honors and awards, including the Order of Canada, an honorary doctorate in laws from the University of Prince Edward Island, and the Canadian Red Cross Humanitarian Award. But Mrs. Reid herself would tell you, more important than these honors and achievements has been the value that she places on her family, on her children, and her 22 grandchildren. In recognition of her leadership in the community, of her exemplary role in valuing and balancing work and family life, and for her willingness to blaze the trail for women of future generations, I ask you, Madam Chancellor, in the name of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, to confer upon Marion Reid the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
On behalf of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you, the Honourable Marion Reid, to the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations. Very nice. I'm going to put the hood.
Madam Chancellor, distinguished guests, graduates, family, and friends, it is an honor and a pleasure to present Linda Lundström for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa. Linda is the president of Linda Lundström Incorporated, a clothing design and manufacturing firm which operates out of a 60,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility in Toronto. All of the work takes place in Canada, generating $12 million in annual sales and employing 120 people. Linda has made a tremendous contribution to the preservation of Canadian cultural heritage in her designs. She's also a role model for business owners everywhere, dedicating her business to giving back to the community in a number of ways, something that most corporations pay lip service to but seldom deliver. Linda left her home in Red Lake, Ontario at the age of 19 to study fashion design at Sheridan College. In 1974, with a 2-bedroom apartment and a $10,000 loan from her parents, she formed Linda Lundström Incorporated. She still had to face the constraints of being a young entrepreneur, long hours and financial challenges. Fabric suppliers and banks refused credit privileges without a personal guarantor. She overcame these difficulties with the introduction of a unique clothing item, which has become the flagship of her now diverse product line, the La Parka coat, a fabulous design featuring the traditional Inuit parka. But what has made Linda's contribution unique is her mission. She believes, and I quote, that the heart and soul of a company is born from the things that the company does for no commercial reason. She's made good on this philosophy by giving back to the community in a number of ways. Her firm supports the environment by using state-of-the-art equipment that minimizes fabric waste. Scraps are given to schools, charities, or remnant firms, and extra fabric is made into blankets and distributed to the homeless by local support organizations. Through her innovative Green Notes program, they source out fabrics that are produced using non-polluting methods. Her company celebrates International Earth Day by planning a week of activities such as cleaning up trash, planting trees, and fundraising for environmental organizations. The firm donates time, merchandise, money, and hosts events to benefit women's issues, Native groups, and environmental causes. Her firm hires co-op students, which is something near and dear to our hearts here at the Mount. Stock overages are donated to women's shelters instead of being sold to discount firms. And in 1997, her firm was the single largest donor of winter coats to the Windfall Clothing Service that assists the homeless. A corporate volunteer program allows staff to volunteer on company time by delivering Meals on Wheels to the elderly using a company car. And her company is dedicated to creating awareness and opening doors for Native people, bringing Native culture alive through clothing designs, and by incorporating Native motifs in Lundström's La Parka line of coats. Linda has established the Kishik Fund. Kishik in Ojibwe means light, and the fund's initiative is to shed light on and create awareness of the heritage of the First Nations people by bringing natives into classrooms to share their language, art, and traditions. Linda's achievements have not gone unnoticed, resulting in over 20 awards, including the Order of Ontario. Linda Lundström symbolizes the values of Mount St. Vincent University: community service, professional excellence, personal growth and development. In light of these things, and for her success in building a truly community-focused Canadian corporation, I ask you, Madam Chancellor, in the name of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, to confer upon Linda Lundström the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa.
It's time to get some. On behalf of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you, Linda Lundström, to the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations. Thank you. And we're putting the hood on.
Madam Chancellor, Madam President, my fellow honorary degree recipient, Marion, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, children, thank you for such a wonderful honor. I was told that I could speak for 10 minutes, and I decided that you're going to have to invite me back because I can't fit in everything I want to say in 10 minutes. I was going to talk about how life is a circle. And Mary Kate, you're so young. Where are you, Mary Kate? You're so young. You know, we've already figured that out. Here I thought I was going to give you my words of wisdom about everything in life is a circle, and so I don't have to, I'd stroke that off my speech. But I got to tell you, am I the only person in the room that stood in front of your closet this morning and said, I have nothing to wear? Am I the only one? So I got to tell you, did you notice my outfit? Now, this shows you that there is a God and that God has a color sense, because look at this. This was totally unplanned. I had no idea that my dress would match exactly. And you know, I'm a spring. And so I was so worried they were going to give me one of those black robes. I really don't look that good in black. And so I was very relieved when I saw that the robe was exactly in my colors. And my, look, did you notice the shoes? I mean, what are the chances? So I wanted to, so I've cut down my speech. Hopefully it's not going to be longer than 10 minutes, but I just wanted to share with you two things that I've learned throughout all the awards and all the years that I've been in business. And I thought that I'd just leave you with these two things as my gift to you today, graduates. As I was getting ready, actually, this morning, I got real nervous. And because, you know, I get a little nervous around teachers. And I get a little nervous in a university, mainly because I've never been to one. I had a rather spotty academic career. I grew up in Red Lake, and, you know, exams started about the same time as the fishing season opened. And we always like to have a deep freeze full of pickerel every winter, and so it required us to go up the lake fishing every night from the start of the fishing season, which was like third week in May, right up until the, you know, the whole summer, really. So I'm not that proud, but I feel it's okay now that I can admit, now that I have this honorary doctorate, I can admit that I graduated from high school with a 53% average. But boy, can I ever fill it a pickerel. And of course, in the fall, it was duck hunting season, so we were always up fairly late plucking ducks and putting them in the deep freeze. But this is not really about me, and this is really about you. And you know, as I was watching you come up here, and some of you were really nervous, I could tell, and some of you, the blood had completely drained right out of your face. And some of you, I saw, you couldn't wait to get off this stage. And I just thought of all the work and everything that has gone into this day for you today. And it reminded me about one of the two things that I wanted to share with you today. One of the things that I've learned in all the years that I've been in business and experienced life, one of the things that has really stood the test of time, and I wanted to share it with you today. And I'll tell you what that was later. 27 and a half years ago, I started my company, as you heard, in a 2-bedroom apartment. I've been through 2 recessions. I've borne 2 children. I've made lots of mistakes. I've won a lot of awards and been recognized. Probably my greatest success was La Parka, still is La Parka, which was an idea that I had that wouldn't go away. It came to me in a vision. I was given a vision and it just wouldn't go away, and I told a couple of people what I was planning to do and they laughed. And one person said that they thought it was a good idea, and I went ahead, and I must tell you that, you know, if you ever have an idea like this, or something that just won't go away and it just stays with you, and it's like haunting you almost, that's something that is a very, very special bit of inspiration. And you must pay attention. And what you can do is, just to make sure you're on the right track, watch for signs, okay? So when I got the inspiration and the vision of the La Parka, and I had nothing but negative feedback except for this one person, I was driving down the highway one day, and I was thinking, what will I call this product? There was no product. There was no La Parka. And I thought, what am I going to call it? Because what I saw in my vision was very clear. It was a beautiful garment on a crispy, cold sunrise, and it was winter, you could tell. And it came to me the name La Parka because it was inspired by the Inuit parka, and my father is from Lapland, so I thought Lap parka, Lapland in Sweden, parka, combination of two northern cultures. And at that precise moment that I was driving down the highway, I became filled with doubt. Much like the doubt maybe some of you have felt before a big project or exam or something like that. And there in front of me on the highway came a truck. And emblazoned across the back of the truck was the word La Parcan. And I sped up behind it and I thought, oh my God, somebody has stolen my idea and they have a whole fleet of trucks out on the road delivering it. And underneath it said, for all your shipping needs. So I rushed into the office and I looked in the phone book and I phoned La Parcan and they said, La Parcan. I said, do you make coats? And they said, no. I said, well, what do you do? They said, we ship boxes and barrels to the Caribbean. And I said, well, how many trucks do you have on the road? And she said, 1. Now, the fact that a bird shit on my window at that precise moment as well. So throughout my career, I've watched for signs. At the moments when I'm in the most doubt, I look for a sign, and I often see it in the most unexpected ways. And of course, you know, when a bird does that on your windshield, it's very, very good luck. So if you're having some doubt, just go to where there's lots of birds and just wait. Today, I design for authentic women, women with real lives and real bodies and real beauty. It is not your job to change your body to wear my clothes. It is my job to make clothes that make you feel beautiful. And as far as I'm concerned, the more curves you have, the better. Yeah. Two and a half years ago, my company experienced a decline in sales. And, you know, some of the information that was said about me is correct, was correct, but I have to tell you that is no longer correct. I experienced a very significant decline in sales 2.5 years ago. And last year, all of the repercussions of that kind of came down on our heads, and I had a serious, serious difficulty in my company. Last January, we had 150 people working in our company, and in June, we had 9. I almost lost my company last year. And it was a very, very difficult year. I want to let you know, though, that one of the things that I did that sustained me throughout that entire year, and you know, I really couldn't, the first time I did it, I just couldn't believe I was doing it because I'd really never done it before. And I called my friend Janice, and we were talking about the kids and stuff, and then I said, you know, I got to tell you something that I did. And she went, oh, she said, I do that too. She said, but don't tell Darby, she'll think we're nuts. And what it was I found myself dropping down onto my knees and I began to pray. And the past 2.5 years, and particularly the past year, we have just prayed our way. My husband and myself and my loyal staff. I want to introduce my husband, Joel Halbert, who's right over there. Joel. We have prayed our way through the restructuring of our company. And we hopefully, with your prayers, will continue on a road to future success. At the center of my company is a strong faith, and I answer to a higher authority. One of the things that I wanted to share with you today that I have learned that is at the foundation of everything that I do is that everything is a gift. Everything that happens to you in life is a gift. Everyone that you meet, even if you can't stand them, is a gift. And it is those gifts that have been given to you and you alone. And some of the greatest gifts I have learned after the passage of time have been the gifts that I have been able to see only through my own tears. And some of the greatest gifts have been the gifts that have come with the greatest failures. Everything and everyone is a gift. So when I was standing in front of my closet wondering what to wear and I was feeling really nervous, just as I'm sure you all were, I remembered the second thing that I wanted to share with you today. And that is that it is possible to visualize something and to make it happen. And as many of you probably visualize this day today, this very day, coming up here and receiving your graduation certificate, degree, diploma, whatever certificate, I'm sure you've imagined. Some of the more mature students have been imagining a long time, I'm sure. It is possible to visualize something and make it happen. And so I'll tell you what I did. I closed my eyes, and I visualized being here today. And I didn't know it was going to be a round room, though. You really threw me for a loop there. But then I thought, no, that's okay. I visualized coming here today, and a few surprises, because I didn't realize that I'd have such a great robe. And I imagined all of you coming up here and full of promise and full of pride and receiving your awards. And then when I finished my speech and I thanked you all for your patience and for hearing me, and at the moment precisely after I said thank you, I imagined the most after I said thank you, I imagined the most thunderous applause, and I imagined a wave starting right over there, with you guys right over there, that they're going to hear down in Bermuda. I thank you very much for inviting me today. Yes. Wave. And I imagined a wave going around yes, that's it. Come on, get up on your feet and let's holler. Woo! Yes. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I stand here at this podium with a sense of deep humility and great pride. Deep humility in the wake of this distinguished woman, Linda Lundström, who has come here today to share her experiences, her knowledge, and her faith in what we can do as graduates. We thank her for coming here today. We as graduates also have great pride in our own accomplishments, because this ceremony is the significance of what we have accomplished here at Mount St. Vincent University. It is also the continuation of our success out in the world today. In this auditorium are gathered the hopes, aspirations, and faiths of the entire human race. The Honourable Lundström and Marion Reid, we thank you, the graduating class of 2002, for your presence and your encouragement.
Thank you so much to our honorary degree recipients. Last night, those of us who were at the Chancellor's dinner had the privilege of hearing Marion Reid, and today we've heard Linda Lundström. And your strength of spirit, your sturdiness of spirit cannot help but impress and inspire us. You are certainly role models for all of us, not just the graduates, as we leave this hall today. So congratulations on this honor that you've been awarded. Congratulations on all of the accomplishments of your lives, and may you continue to influence the world for good, as you have already done so obviously and so well. Congratulations also to all those who have received degrees, diplomas, certificates. We're very proud of you. And now go forth and carry the tradition of the Mount to all those places where you will have a sphere of influence. I just have one notice. The graduates and their families and guests are invited to a reception in the dining hall in Rosaria Center as soon as the convocation ceremonies are concluded. And now it is my duty as Chancellor to declare this convocation closed.